Welcome to Hunt Florida TV. I'm host Tony Young, and if you hunt public land, you should know that many of Florida's wildlife management areas require a quota permit to hunt during the archery, the muzzleloading gun season, and some of, if not all of, the general gun season. A quota is the maximum number of hunters that are allowed on a particular management area. Quotas help prevent overcrowding of hunters. They help provide more quality hunts. They also help control game harvest, and quotas are based on a management area's size, habitat, game populations, and regulations. And so with us today on this episode is Katie Young with the Office of License and Permitting.
Hey Tony, thanks for having me.
All right, good to be here. She knows all about this stuff. So right now we are in the middle of the phase 1 fall application period, correct?
That's right.
When is that period?
Applications are May 15 until June 15 every year. So right now the application periods are open, and we are currently accepting applications.
Right, and let's be clear, as we have a lot of questions about this from time to time. But on all of our limited entry and quota hunts, whenever we have an application period, the first day, the earliest you can apply that you can put in an application is at what time?
10 a.m.
Eastern time. And then on the last day, you can go up
until 11:59 p.m.
midnight.
Or midnight.
Midnight. Okay. So that's important because sometimes people they put it too early and they're wondering why it doesn't work. Okay, that's good to know. Fall quota hunts. I mean, we were talking about. I already said archery, muzzleloading gun, general gun. We're also talking about wild hog, youth, family hunts, airboat, track vehicles, and those for the mobility impaired. Is there anything, do you have to pay anything to apply for a quota permit?
The quota applications and permits themselves are no cost.
Okay.
A person does need a management area permit in order to apply for them, or a license that includes the management area privileges. So a gold sportsman license, a lifetime hunting license, that sort of thing. But the management area permit is a requirement in order just to submit an application.
Right, that's the $26 permit. Mm-hmm. So all you need is that to apply. But then, of course, on the day of your hunt, if you did get drawn, you definitely need a hunting license and a deer permit or anything else you might need. Let's see. We got some exemptions there, right? We got like youth, seniors, and
disabled hunting and fishing license holders. So.
Okay.
Those customers do not require
the $26 management permit because
prerequisite.
Right, because they're exempt. So if you're 15 and younger, 65 and over, or if you have a disabled hunting and fishing
Florida
certificate.
resident 65 and older. If
That's
it is a non-resident hunter, they would still require that management area permit as well as any other licenses.
That's right. I stand corrected. So so on this episode, we're going to walk you through exactly how to apply for a quota permit step by step. So
that's right.
First of all, I guess we got to know what is the web address? What's the URL that we need to type in up there at the top?
Well, from the myfwc.com homepage, a lot of our customers like to reference information here, so you are able to get to the online site to submit your application from this homepage. Otherwise, if you type in GoOutdoorsFlorida.com.
GoOutdoorsFlorida.com.
That's right.
Okay.
That would be our official licensing site.
Okay.
And once we're on that site, to log into your account, you would go ahead and put in your birth date. We're going to use the sample customer today, Tony.
Okay.
Just to show all of your viewers what the process is like.
So two digits for the month, 2 digits for the day, for the date, for the day of your birthday, and then 4 digits for the year.
That's right. And then the lookup method, you can either use the last 4 digits of the social security number and your last name, your driver's license number, or your FWC customer number. And that's found just at the top of either your blue license, or if you've got an electronic copy of your license, if you use the app, it's that customer number up here at the top.
So what's the first thing right below state of Florida?
That's right.
Okay, so easy to find.
So once we get that information in, we'll just go ahead and click that continue button, that blue button, and get into this customer's account.
Okay.
Now we always recommend that once you log in, you always just verify your information. If you have a change in address, if you have a new email that you'd rather use, we do send copies of your applications every time you make any kind of transaction in the system. We do email a courtesy copy of that, so it's always really good to have your current email on file. But you can go ahead and edit any of that information that's needed.
So if any of this stuff is not correct, you can go to click edit information and correct it yourself. Okay.
So if everything is as you want it, then we'll go ahead and click the apply for limited entry quota. It's the second green button over, and that takes us to this page where you can go ahead and apply for your quota permits for this season. We've got quite a few that are open right now, a good number. So let's go ahead and just choose a quota archery hunt.
Yeah, let's say I want to apply for an archery hunt. So we're going to click on that. And then we've got, it says right there, are you applying as an individual or as a group? So I've only applied as an individual, but and then I end up, you know, taking a guest or whatever on a guest permit. But tell the viewers about the group.
Okay, so some people do like to apply as a group. You can set yourself up as a group leader, and then 4 other hunters can join your group.
Okay.
That means that all 5 of you are going to be in the drawing together, and if all 5 of you are awarded a permit, or up to 5 group members, if everybody is awarded a permit, then every one of those permits
all or
will
nothing.
take a guest hunter.
All or nothing.
Right.
Okay.
So either individual or group would be your first choice here. We'll go ahead and do a group
just
today,
to kind of help clarify
to show you all
that.
the process.
And then
so once you make that selection, it'll say, are you joining a group or are you starting a group?
So every year, every season, do you need to start a group?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So just like if you were applying individually, you need to go ahead and submit an application for whatever kind of hunts you're wanting to apply for, and of course every season.
Okay. So someone kind of assumes the role of as a group leader. They apply. Once they do that, they're then given the group number, and then they need to give that to their hunting buddies so that they then can go on and log into the system and use that number so that the system recognizes that they're all in the same group.
Correct.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and start that group and press continue. Okay, so on this next screen, Tony, you can make up to 5 choices.
Up to 5 choices. Okay.
You don't have to make 5.
Right.
If you're just interested in one particular hunt, just choose that hunt. But you can make up to 5 choices.
Yeah, because I recommend, you know, I don't think you should put in for choices for hunts that you really don't want, because you might just get it, and then you're not going to get a preference point and all that. So it's not to your advantage to do that. Definitely only apply for, you know, if you don't have 5 choices, if you only have 3, just put in for 3 choices that you really want.
And we do sometimes get asked, is it advantageous to put the same choice 5 times? It doesn't give you any kind of advantage or disadvantage in the lottery, but it's just wasting a choice. If you're trying to put 4 of the same choice and then a 5th, you should just put those 2 choices. It's not going to give you 5 straws in the hat if you put the same choice 5 times. That's not the way the lottery works.
Right. And then we got right here, would you like to be included in the Antlerless Deer drawing? Well, duh, everybody does. But they're not, you know, Florida doesn't have, you know, we don't have a problem in Florida of having like too many deer. So the biologists do, is it in September? September's when it's determined, but I guess they actually do the research before that as far as population counts. And if they do determine that an area, you know, could get by with giving some hunters some antlerless deer permits, doe tags, then they will issue those. So anyway, you might as well put yes. I always do. I've never been drawn though.
This question is really an application within the application.
Okay.
You answer that question yes or no, and it determines whether you want to be included in that drawing. So if you get drawn for a permit for one of those areas wherein they do have antlerless deer permits, you'll then be included in that drawing in September, and we post those results at a later date. So once all of those choices are made and you answer that antlerless deer question, you can go ahead and click on that blue
submit button. All right.
Okay, so now we're on this checkout screen.
Right.
You're not done yet. This is just showing you all of your selections that you've made.
Yeah, there's my 4 choices I made. It shows that I'm included in the antlerless deer drawing. It also shows you the hunt dates. These are the dates that the hunts actually take place. So, you know, make sure that is what you want.
Now, if there are any mistakes, if you see like, gosh, I didn't mean to apply for that area, certainly go ahead and choose that cancel and continue
right
button.
there.
shopping button
But
up at
we
the
won't.
top.
Well, let's
If
don't
there
do
are
that
any
right now.
mistakes-
But it'll just take you back to the beginning, that page where you had all those different hunt types in the blue links.
That is correct. But really, this page is just to go ahead and verify all of your information. Down here, we do have a couple of verification steps, just like most.
Like on credit card purchases online.
That's right. So we'll go ahead and say that we've reviewed the items in the cart and that we understand that all sales are final. Once we mark those
I just saw that.
statements, then we have this green button that pops up.
That complete purchase button just popped
Right.
up.
It's not even going to show there
until you check
you
both
verify
both
this,
boxes.
right.
Okay.
And then once it does, we need to go ahead and click on that.
I'm good
to
with those.
complete the
Can we
purchase.
click complete purchase?
Okay. So now we've got the application complete. This again is going to list all of our units that were applied for.
Hot dates.
It's going to show this customer as the group leader, and it's going to show that group
There's
ID
that.
number.
There's that. So that's the number that the group leader needs to give to his hunt buddies that then they use when they apply in the system.
That's right.
Okay.
Now you do have the option to print this application.
Just for your records.
Right. An email copy is also sent to that email on file. So we do send
Okay.
a courtesy copy to your email. So we're a conservation agency.
Save paper.
So save paper.
Okay.
You'll get that on your email. But you can certainly print that
So
application
are
from
we?
there as
So
well.
I think if I'm not mistaken, we're done now. We've now applied for our archery quota, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So if we want to now, I want to maybe apply for a muzzleloading gun or a general gun. What do I do then?
Then you'll just hit the continue shopping
Okay.
button right here.
So we're gonna click that.
And
And
that's
that's-
going to take you back to the list of applications
Now,
that are currently open.
I've got a question for you, and I get these calls, and I'm sure you guys do too. But I don't see a youth hunt on there, and the reason that is because this person, this fake person, is obviously over 15 years old.
Yes.
So they're not allowed to apply for a youth
Right.
permit.
So a youth hunter has to be the customer to actually submit an application for a youth hunt.
So fathers or mothers, if you're applying for your son or daughter for a youth hunt, you got to use their social, their birthday.
That is correct.
Okay.
You want to create that customer account for your youth hunter and go ahead and submit the application. You can submit it for archery hunts and general gun and anything else that youth hunter would be interested in applying for. But for those youth hunts specifically, it has got to be the youth hunter.
Right.
And the same thing with the family hunts, Tony. You've got to be 18 years old
I
or older
did not know that.
in order to apply for those as
Okay.
well. So someone who's 17 is not going to see that as an
Okay.
option.
Okay. That's not going to be as one of their choices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So the application period for first phase of the fall hunts ends June 15th. About how long does it take for you guys to run the lottery, and when should somebody like me log back on to see if I was successful in getting a permit?
We post the results within a week.
Within a week, 7 days.
We do have a number of applications that are open right now. Just with quota alone, we have 9 applications open. So we do like to really do our due diligence in reviewing all of the lotteries when we run them and making sure that they're 100% accurate, that everything is valid and correct with them. So we do post the results within a week. So you can check back on your account here at GoOutdoorsFlorida.com.
Just log right back in, right? And
That's
can
right.
we do? I want to show them the screen that we're going to look at to show
Sure.
where that is.
So from here, we're just going to click on this home button up here.
So at the top left. Okay.
Okay, so that's going to take us back to our customer
Right.
details page. We scroll down.
Okay.
You can see
What
whatever
licenses you have on
licenses
file?
you
So
have on file.
this person has a gold sportsman's license.
Mhm.
Okay.
So right here under permit applications, it does show that archery permit that we've just submitted.
Right, we applied for it today.
Showing that
Yeah.
it's a group application, that the status is in draw pending.
And it says draw pending because the lottery hadn't run yet because the
Mhm.
application period's still in.
That's
Now,
right.
what happens if I am successful? What am I going to see then? How do I know?
For a quota, those results and the permit is awarded to you right away. So we do have a lot of limited entry hunts wherein you have to go and choose whether to claim the permit or not.
Yeah, like for alligator, but for this, we're talking about
Right.
fall quota hunts
So
here.
this will say permit awarded here under permit applications. And up here under awarded permits, you're going to see that permit listed there as well. So just like down here it says quota archery, under applications it'll say quota archery.
So what's the status going to say?
It'll say permit awarded.
Permit awarded. Okay.
And then up here under awarded permits, to go ahead and access that permit.
What does that mean? Does that mean to actually print it out?
Yes. So
Okay.
you'll hit the print button.
Okay, so
And that way you can print a copy of that permit as well as that guest permit.
And you
prints right along with it.
and you do have to, you do need to have a hard copy, a paper copy of your quota permit when you're going on your hunt. Because if the law enforcement officer wants to ask to see that, you've got to show them that. So that's real important. Okay, and we can't show that because we haven't gotten it awarded yet.
Right.
Now, what happens if we're not successful? What is the status going to show?
Then it will show unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful. That makes sense.
And you'll also get a preference point for whatever hunt type it is you were unsuccessful.
Okay, and that's good. So I guess that's the good news. If you are unsuccessful, you will get a preference point added to next year's drawing of the same hunt type. In this case, it'd be archery. That will give you a better chance to hopefully get drawn for that archery hunt that you're trying to get. Okay.
That's right.
Well, Katie, thank you so much for taking the time and explaining to the viewers, how to apply for a quota permit, on this nice big monitor here. Hopefully everybody got to see that it's really not as hard as you might think. And is there anything else that we might need to let the people know?
The only other thing is, if you do still like somebody else to submit the application on your behalf,
In case it's too much for you, too confusing.
Fill out a worksheet. They're on myfwc.com for every one of those hunt types. Take it to your local tax collector office or a licensed agent. They can submit that application for you. And also, once the results are posted, if you do like to have that blue copy of it, you can go back to a tax collector or licensed agent and they can print that for a $2 or $2.50 reprint fee.
Okay, so if you're not able to do any of this yourself, they can do it all for you.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thanks for tuning in to Hunt Florida TV. And Katie, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And here's wishing you luck in drawing some of these great quota permits.